What's going on YouTube? RDAPDAN here. Happy Friday. Another week is down and I am ready to go home. So I thought today I'd be lazy and not worry about the audio and the background and all that stuff and throw up a quick video, talk to you guys before I take off. So today, I'm just going to talk a little bit about my whole situation and getting ready to come into probation. I've got a month left. September 21st, I'm finished with basically my prison sentence. I'm still under halfway house custody right now. I'm on home confinement, which has been better than the halfway house. So just kind of give you guys a little update as to what's transpired through the halfway house. Two things that have changed since I've been at the halfway house is the first thing is June 1st, roughly, of this year, they approved smartphones. Before that, you couldn't have a smartphone. You just had to use, the little ridiculous flip phones. And the second thing they did, which was way cool, was August 1st, they've got rid of subsistence if you're on home confinement, which means when you're on home confinement, you no longer have to give them 25% of your gross income. If you're still in the halfway house, actually living at the halfway house, and you're not at home confinement yet, you still give them 25% of your gross income. So it helps a lot when you're going to home confinement because you may have bills or whatever it is, you've got additional monies you need to pay. And to also give the halfway house 25%, for a lot of people's situations, that can make things pretty rough. So that was kind of nice to get that phone call. That happened just this month, August 1st. Other things that have transpired for me, guys, is as you guys know, I do a lot of these videos and I love doing these videos, and my passion and my heart is definitely in making the videos, sharing stories, basically helping people where I can help people, because it also helps me. It helps me stay on track, stay focused, to not make stupid decisions and not allow myself to end up back in a situation that's out of my control where you can end up back in prison. I don't ever want to go through this again. So it's therapeutic for me to talk to you guys. So it's killing two birds with one stone, helping you and I'm helping me. Now, my intentions of when I started doing these videos were never to make money. I didn't have the foresight to think, hey, what a great business this would be as becoming a prison coach / prison consultant. Well, that's pretty much the path that it's taken. I do have a lot of people that call me up now that need additional help other than what the videos provide. The videos provide kind of a basic surface, gives you some basic insight, some basic information to a lot of different topics. And for some people, that's all you guys are ever going to need. Some of you are definitely in situations where you need hands-on. Some of the biggest situations that I've come across where people really need help is not just getting into RDAP, not just getting through RDAP, but there's a lot of other things that go along with this. I've come to find out that character reference letters, I'm finding out more and more how important those are to be done correctly. You're going to have your letter that you're writing to the judge that's directly from you. You're going to have your character reference letters that are going to be from friends, employers, family members. You kind of want to start creating a kind of a theme when you're writing these letters. You don't want them all over the place. Maybe the judge will give me probation, for those of you that don't have a minimum mandatory. If the judge is going to give you probation, it's not going to be because you asked for it in a letter. I can promise you that. Asking for such a thing in a letter, if anything, is just going to meet the judge's expectations as your back's to a corner and you're flailing, asking for everything that you can ask for. Having it structured. Now, the letters don't just come in handy for sentencing. Later on down the road, guys, you're going to at some point be going to halfway house, and it's going to come up quicker than you anticipate. I've already explained to you that you can get up to 1 year of federal halfway house time on top of whatever else you get. So if you get a year off for RDAP, you can also get a year for halfway house. That's 2 years off of your sentence, potentially. If you do everything within your power, it's going to increase your chances. The character reference letters can come into play later on, because everything you do now and forward that you submit to any type of court documents or you're submitting in your case file, it's going to be carried along with your jacket, and your jacket meaning your entire file, your court system file from now till you finish. So when you start asking for additional halfway house time, basically when you go to your case manager at prison, he's got the ability, he's going to be the one, or she's going to be the one that's going to put you in for your halfway house time. They're going to be the ones that recommend it. They can put you in for 3 months, they can put you in for a year, they can put you in for whatever they want. It's completely up to them. Some case managers, no matter what, no matter how good you've programmed, no matter how well you follow the rules, you could have done everything perfect, and the most time they might put you in for is 6 months. And that's just their rule of thumb. They don't put anybody in for more than 6 months. Most people, that's where it kind of dies, and they just accept that fate that they've got 6 months. Well, you don't have to give up at that point. As I found out myself, when I was given my halfway house time, I was only originally given, I think it was 6 months, and I went above my case manager to what's called the CMC, which oversees your case manager. That's basically the case manager coordinator. They're usually not located at the prison, they're off-site, and they oversee the different case manager programs, especially when it comes to halfway house and outreach. They oversee that. If you appeal to them, they can supersede your case manager's decision and increase your halfway house time up to a full year. It's up to you to take those steps. And you just may need a little bit of guidance in order to properly take those steps. But I do encourage you guys to reach out to me if you need any help with anything coming to your prison needs, whether getting discounted phone calls, how to use commissary, how to get money on your books, anything, guys. If you need somebody to talk to your attorney, you want to make sure you understand RDAP. That's huge. I went through RDAP. I successfully completed RDAP. I got a year off for RDAP, and I got 11 months for halfway house. So I got 2 years off of my sentence. And I promise you that I can do my best to help you have the same outcome that I had, but you've got to be willing to work for it just as hard as I'm willing to work for you. With that said, I'm RDAPDAN. Like my videos, share my videos, subscribe to my channel, like me on Facebook, like me on Twitter and Instagram and all those other places. Thanks, guys. Have a wonderful weekend. RDAPDAN.